This is going to be interesting. Good morning, everybody. We are back. We're going to do our best. Sometimes the screen may lag, but like I said, we're going to do our best. Um, let's see. I don't know if this is going to. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. If it's laggy, whatever. But we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna do our best to push things forward here. Um, as my dog decides to start barking. Okay, so what we're looking at today, just kind of a quick recap or quick market analysis before we actually hop into a trade. Um, looking at our daily time frame, I already went ahead and marked out some levels that are important. We are on the daily. Again, we're trading the ES. Just a quick review. We're on our $50,000 combine account. Just started, just opened it, and we have a max loss limit 48,000. So $2,000 loss, and our goal is of course to get $3,000 of profit to pass the combine. Um, what we're looking at here is again we got a couple of levels here. Got our all-time high, and then again this is the daily level. So what I'd like to do before we hop in any kind of trades, or at least especially the first day of the week, just kind of get your level set up. Um, right now, like I said, we have our top level up here, the all-time high. I think I feel this next level here at the 5600s. It looks like it had a nice little came down, and we had a nice little pull back up. So maybe create a little level of resistance. So I'd like to notate that level. And then we broke all the way down. I guess we could put a level here around the 43s, but, or the 32, 432s, but, just because that's where it most recently broke, but we'll kind of dismiss that one for now. Next level will be down here at the 4200s. Like I said, this is a nice little bounce point. Should be a little point of support. If this decides to hold it, then we could be seeing this as a level of support. What we would be looking for is some reasons or some confirmation that this support has been broken. If we're going to be looking for a short opportunity, and if we are going to go for a short opportunity, our next level down would be down to the 5,000s, and then even further down to the 4963s. Those are kind of like our direction of what we're looking at right now. So we have kind of like a level of resistance, a previous level of resistance that was broken at around the 5335s. So that's what I said. We could kind of notate that level, but maybe if we go further down into time frames, we might see a little bit more that gives us a little more information. Another thing to notate is we got our 200 moving average down here, down at the 5070. That's a good little level of support that could come into play. That would be huge if it does break it on the daily. That would be interesting to see. So RSI is all the way down. Nothing too crazy there. So we'll go down to the 1 hour time frame. All right, yeah. So we're on the 1 hour now. Taking kind of getting closer and closer to seeing what we take a look at what we like or what we can find. So let's see on Friday. So overall, our current trend is this little down is going down. We've been all the way. We've been going down for the last month, basically. Um, we had a little bit of bouncing down here at the bottom around the 54.31s. But it looks like we have we hit the 5600s and no bueno, no more. So, and yeah, I apologize for the lagging on this. Again, my computer is not fully equipped for this, so bear with me. We're going to be extremely patient, very take our time to do stuff. Looks like our DOM is working really well, but everything else is struggling. I think all my yeah. It could also be partially top step right now too. Sometimes they have issues. I wonder if I need to refresh this. Refresh. Usually, gotta refresh this thing real quick. Okay, so those are loaded. All right, so we're loaded a little bit better. Okay, so man, that's like a $400 different drop from Thursday. $400, 400 point drop. So obviously, like the bias right now is definitely going to be short. I don't think there's any reason to try to long any of this because it's just there's been a lot of news that's come out, a lot of people selling off. I think over the weekend, Berkshire Hathaway basically sold off a huge chunk of their Apple stock. A lot of stuff going on overseas. So I think we may be in the long haul for shorting the market. But the good thing for us futures traders is that we can make money no matter which way the market's going. So as long as we're on along the trend, we are making money. So looking at the 1 hour time frame, just kind of looking a little bit deeper into this. Um, from last Thursday, from the top, hit the 5600s, came straight down, kind of made a little way up, pulled back up, kept going down. Kind of looks like a consolidation right here. Kept moving down and just gradually just coming down. Had a little pullback right up here, then come all the way down. Came all the way down, little pullback again, and then continued the trend there. It looks like on the 1 hour time frame, we are looking. It looks like it kind of came up, touched this line. Played so if you're playing something as far as like a break and a retest, we did get a break and retest, so that would have been a good entry point to go short. Um, that's and essentially all of our levels are already set. We don't really need to worry too much. So essentially, what we're going to be looking for is an entry point to basically essentially find ourselves going down to this 50,000 point or 50,000. I mean 500, the 5,036. Uh, so what I want to see now, what I need to find is some levels between this, the 5200s to 5,000 because that is quite a gap, and I don't. That's not so. I can almost guarantee you there's levels in here that should be respected. The only question is we haven't been down here in a long time, so we don't know how far back we have to go to find them. Okay, here we go. So this is our in between gap here, 5200s. So if we go further down here, so we have 5200s. Looks like we have a nice little level support here. So we're going to notate that. And I like to just use the lines. Some people like to use like boxes and zones, which are fine. But me personally, for me, it's just a notate. It looks cleaner. And you have to understand, like, even though it breaks this, that it can easily go past it and still act as level support. So you have to keep that in mind that that's not like this number is not exact. It's not going to be perfect. It could be. It could bounce right off of it, which would be nice. Um, but we can't just like rely on that as the exact spot. So looks like our next level would be kind of down here to the 5100s. I'll lock that up. And I guess you could make a case for this level right here. Oh, so these are basically levels that we see that it kind of fell through. This, and then if we really wanted to get a little bit more into it, this would be the next level here. So nice little 30-point moves. Why are these spots good? Because this is spots where things tend to turn around. Um, this so everything kind of kept moving, bounced off here. So that's where this makes this a level of support. So if we break this support, it now turns into a potential resistance. And then the only thing that's really stopping it is down here. Is next thing stopping is going to be these 5155s and potentially this 516950. So this is where the zone would come in. We could draw like a small zone here if we can get this to work. So this would be a good example of like a zone of like of a support level. So we'll delete this line, maybe, as we freeze. So delete this line. Good thing we're not in any hurry to get any trades yet. Good thing we're being patient with it. Coordinates, we need, what's the top here? 69.75, which is already there. And then we have the bottom of this one, 55.75. Okay, so they're already there. So we need to extend those out. Extend right. Highlight. Let's change the color. All right. So that's a good level of support that could be respected, or a little zone that we could see this thing fill into. And then basically the next one now would be the 5126s. And again, only because again, this is where it bounced off recently, so it broke out of its previous resistance and then came back down to the same spot. So this would be a nice little level of support slash resistance. Right now, it should act as a level of support, and pretty simply, if it breaks this support, then we can go down to here, and then of course continue down even further down to the 5000s basically. So now we have those levels set. We have an idea what's where we can expect things to go. A little bit more in depth on it. Looks like we are getting a nice little bid on the 1 hour time frame. We're gonna go further. We're gonna go deeper. We're gonna go further down into the time frame. See if we can find an entry point. Again, I am looking to short this. It looks like VWAP is coming into play. Should bounce off of VWAP, I would think. Let's go check the 15 minutes, see how that looks. I mean, who knows? We could. Everything could just completely reverse. In order for institutions to find their stuff, oh look, it's already at that level. It already went through this level. Interesting. So it bounced off all these. So that would be the only. This would be the only. If you would have seen, if these would have bounced in there, that could have been an entry point to go long. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this thing reacts at this level. I mean, these are pretty wide levels. I mean, these are like this is like a 20-point difference right here, 20-point gap. This is obviously, like I said, a level of support. Dang, this thing came all the way down here. Came all the way down to 51s. And our opening range. So now that we got there, so our 15-minute opening range is basically this 52.06 down to 51.45. Looks like we're catching a solid bid up to the top. Um, I might be looking to take a short at the 52.42 if our screen doesn't keep lagging. So hopefully everybody can see that. So again, I'm going with the trend. Um, I would like to see some rejection up against this VWAP. Going short would be going with the current trend. Everything it keeps come down. We have a nice pullback, and then it just continues going down. So then we have a nice pullback. So we could again, this would be going with the trend to go short, but we want to wait and see. Just wait for a confirmation that this thing's not going to go up any further. We could even get a retest up to this previous high. So that's what we're looking for. Ideally, we would see. I'd like to see it reject off of the moving average here. See if it does. Try something. I don't know. This is probably gonna make this thing go crazy. Cool. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna affect the stream or not. So if we go,
Playing from Braden's iPhone.
oh, cool. So basically, that whole analysis I didn't really catch on what's it called? Okay, so nice rejection off of VWAP. We are frozen on our end over here, ever so slightly. So this is going to be extremely important for us to be smart and wait for our trades and set our stop losses and take profits accordingly. Only because right now, because we're really pushing our computing capacities, we don't want to have a trade get away from us and lose a bunch of money if that ends up being the case. So we should be ready for that. Today, our goal to pass this account is every day is to try to get as close to $1,500 of profit as possible, and that will allow us to pass this combine fairly quickly. So ideally, we if we can do technically